All right, what's up, guys? Connor Drake, Will Lehman, and Cooper Keach. New episode of Rivals Pod. Let's start with the Rams and the Bears. Obviously, Bears season ends at the defeat of the Rams. I already see Lehman smiling over there. Here's the number one thing I've seen that Bears fans are saying on social media is that Ben Johnson was too aggressive and should have taken the points in more of those situations where they were in the Rams territory. So what do you guys think about that? And then I'll give my opinions.
Yeah, I'll start off. Um, to me, the Bears were underdogs in that game, and whenever you're an underdog, you don't play to tie or to like take the points. You play to win. And I think Ben Johnson was playing to win in a playoff game against a team like that. Obviously, hindsight is 2020. It's like, yeah, take the points, but you know, if it was me, I'm not a Bears fan or anything. I like the aggressiveness. And I would have done the same thing because you're playing to win. So big plays do have to be made at some point, and decisions have to be made. And if it's one of those things where if it works out, you're a genius, or if it doesn't, like in this case, you look like an idiot. But that's just my 2 cents on it.
I'm on the other side. I think they should have taken the points. I think if you really think about it, it should have came back to bite them against the Packers, and like we saw how that went. But then they got that comeback, obviously. But then they did it again this week, and this time it really did bite them. And in the end, they're a field goal away from taking the win at the end of the fourth quarter.
I think the Packers game is a little bit different because I think the Bears like I think the Bears had a better shot. Obviously, they did beat the Packers. I think if you were to compare both games, like they never were played, I think the Bears had a better shot of beating the Packers than they did the Rams. And if you want to win games against teams that are better, you have to be aggressive. And sometimes it's going to backfire in your face, like it did Sunday. But sometimes you're going to look like a genius. But it is what it is.
The only thing with that is though the Bears like their defense looked good and Stafford looked really bad in that game.
Yeah, yeah. But when Stafford's having an MVP caliber season, like sure he looks bad, but you can't just assume he's just gonna crap the bed. Like nobody assumed he was gonna do that all game. So at some point you kind of assume like he's gonna kick it on at some point. You just didn't know when. But
Drake, what were your thoughts? I know you've been a big hater on Dan Campbell and his aggressiveness over the years.
Well, that was not even close to Dan Campbell level aggressiveness, I'll say that. But yeah, Dan Campbell does some dumb things. But no, I'm kind of in the middle of you guys. I think that on the opening drive, we should have kicked the field goal because before you even see like how our defense is playing, if you have the ball first and it's 4th and 4 and you have a chance to go up 3 points, you take it. So I think there is you kick the field goal and take the three, go up 3-0. The 4th and 1, I think it was in the second quarter that we missed. I'm okay with that because 4th and 2 or less in opponent territory, I think we were somewhere around the 30-yard line, if I remember right. Like that's coach's decision, and we know Ben Johnson's aggressive. Collinsworth said it on TV. It almost looked like the Rams got a tip on that play or something because as soon as the ball was snapped, like everyone was just keyed in on the run. So I mean, I don't know if that was the case or not, but I was okay with the call to go for it there. And then as far as the goal to go situation where we didn't get it on the 4th and goal, first of all, I was shocked when Nungai was not in that entire 4 down series. I don't know why he's not in on goal to go on that particular goal to go situation. But analytics probably support going for it there. I mean, you're inside the 5-yard line. Yeah, even if you don't get it, you're giving the Rams the ball deep in their own territory. So I was okay with that one too. Didn't have a problem with the play call either. Um, but I'll get your guys' opinion on this too. What do you think of the 2 point, the possibility of Ben Johnson going for two on that after that last like miracle touchdown? Do you think that would have been the right call or no?
not at all. Not at all. I mean, I think in a regular season game, I'm not against it, but with your season on the line, you had the most momentum literally humanly possible in that situation. And I think that would be a bonehead play. Like even if you get it, you win, you go on the champ, like whatever. I think that'd be the biggest bonehead play ever. And like if it works, cool. But your risk reward is just not there because like you have the momentum, kick the field goal, going to overtime, like whatever. Obviously they lost, but I would rather lose in overtime than lose on a dice roll, for lack of a better phrase, on a 2 point conversion. Like I would be if I was a Bears fan, they went for two and they did not get it, I would be pissed. I mean like beyond pissed. But um yeah, that's I don't know. I mean it's another one of those things. If it works good, you look great. But I think even in that scenario, that's like Dan Campbell level of aggressiveness or borderline stupidity.
That's what I was
So,
gonna say when I was talking about that. I was gonna say Dan Campbell would have gone for two at the end of
well,
the game.
that's
That
why
would
the
have,
Lions that's
yeah,
why the Lions aren't in the playoffs. But anyway,
yeah. Layman, are you in
I'm with
agreement on that?
KH. Yeah,
Yeah,
what is it, like 54% are converted or something like that? So I mean, you're putting your season on a coin flip.
yeah.
And like even with someone
I'll
like Ben Johnson who can like call up plays, like nah, you can't do that. You can't go out like that if it doesn't work.
yeah, I'll go back to the Raiders. I forget what week it was. We played Jacksonville at home. I think that was the game Bowers had three touchdowns, and it literally came down to we could have went like Bowers had a last second touchdown, could have kicked the field goal, went into OT, but we went for two and lost. And that is a team who's literally tanking, trying to lose, and they go for two to win the game when we know that they're trying to lose. So it's like when you compare going going to the NFC Championship, going for the first overall pick, you don't want to be in the same decision making boat. So there's some context for that.
Yeah, it's funny. I also want to point out that Ryan Clark said they should go for two. So if anyone needed any more reason to be pissed at Ryan Clark, there's a good reason. I feel like I have disagreed with every single one of his takes I've seen within like the past month. Another talking point from this game is who's at fault for that pick in overtime? Is that Caleb
Caleb
throwing a bad
Williams,
ball?
he threw the
You think?
ball.
Okay, or did you don't think DJ slowed up at all?
I think he slowed up. It was a horrible throw. He wasn't gonna catch it if he like kept going.
He definitely would have caught it if he was
No
running full speed.
way, dude.
He would have
No
at least
way.
contested it if he was running full
Bro, it
speed.
was short and it was way right.
What do you think, Keach?
I think both. I don't think it solely falls on one guy. Um, I don't think it was necessarily a catchable ball, but I do think that it's a contestable ball from the offensive standpoint. Like even if you can't catch it, go break up the pass. Worst case scenario, take your 15-yard penalty and pick up an OPI. But at the same time, that's also where Caleb is at in his career. Where like, yeah, he's a great playmaker and pulls stuff off like a back foot touchdown or off his back foot from the 40-yard line, but he's also going to have bonehead mistakes like that where you can blame DJ Moore, but like Lehman said, DJ Moore wasn't the one who actually threw the ball. So I don't know. I think it breaks down to both guys, but if I had to pin it on one guy, I'd pin it on Caleb because at the end of the day, it was his decision. He threw it, and DJ didn't really put forth an effort to keep the ball with the Bears.
I just don't
Yeah,
see a need for that throw like at that time.
Agreed.
Like
Agreed.
you need
That's
a
why.
field you need
That's
a
why.
field goal.
Yeah, that's kind of why I'm leaning toward pinning it on Caleb, but DJ's not out of the boat of responsibility, if that makes sense.
yeah. I can get behind that take for sure.
Yeah.
Now here's something else I wanted to say. And Layman, I know you've already heard this rant, but you're gonna hear it again because you're a Packers fan.
Oh, I'm
All
so
you
sick of
Packers
this.
fans
I'm
need to
so
shut
sick of
the
this,
hell
bro.
up. I'm
Nah, dude.
serious.
No.
All I see on social media, hang the banner, played one more game than the Bears. That only works in the case like last year where we walked into Lambeau with our 4-12 sorry team and kicked you around. And then all we heard
You
from
kicked
Packers
us
fans was
around?
and then all we heard from Packers
You
fans was,
oh
"Oh,
bro.
yeah, let's
Hold
play
up.
Bears are playing what we're playing one more week than the Bears. What time's your
Did
game
you just
next
say you
season?
kicked us
Next
around?
week?"
We had our backups in. We rested our starters. and you won on a game-winning field
You
goal.
only rested your starters after everyone got hurt, after Jordan Love went out of the game and after Christian Watson
And
went
we
out of the
didn't
game.
get
Then
kicked
you're like,
around
okay, let's
still.
rest our starters.
You guys, it came down to the last 20 seconds
We won the game. We won the game, and
against
all
our
we heard from
JV
Packers fans
squad.
was, "What time is your game next week? When are you playing next week?" All for you guys just to get
Hey,
curb stomped by the Eagles, and then
Bears won
all
the
you did
Super Bowl
after
this
that
year.
game was whine about the tush push
Bears won
for
the
the next
Super
like
Bowl.
3
Yeah,
weeks.
and guess what? We get clowned for whining about that, and then this year comes around, and every other team starts whining about it.
Who is whining about
Who
it?
is whining about it?
The only people whining about it are fans on social media. No team has come out and been like, "Oh yeah, this tush
No, there
push."
was a team that came out about it. I
Ooh,
think it was
Well,
the Ravens.
I remember when we did the vote at the end of last season, there were only a select few teams that voted against it, and one of
12
them, of
teams,
course, was the Packers.
12 teams, no, 20 teams voted against it. 12 teams voted for it.
yeah, Packers as an unbiased guy coming in as a third party who has no dog in this fight at all. Packers fans need to shut up. Like you guys are spoiled rotten. I got Football Reference pulled up here. I'm gonna go out on a limb. You guys have had a franchise quarterback since 1991. That was Favre's first year. I don't know. He was on the Falcons, but sorry, 1992 is when he was in Green Bay.
No.
You guys have had a franchise quarterback since before all of us were born, Lehman. Take that into
Bro,
perspective.
and all we
The
see every
Raiders,
year,
do you want to
all
talk
we
about
see
the
every
Raiders or
year
the Bears?
is
The closest
the
thing we got to anything was a Derek Carr. Do you know how sad that is? You want to talk about the Bears? Jay Cutler, the guy would rather be up in a deer stand than throwing a darn football. He'd rather be 12 bush lights deep up in a deer stand than throwing a darn football. The guy did not care to be there. While you have Aaron Rodgers, who yeah, he's out there, but the dude loved football. Brett Favre, same way. The dude loved football. And you guys just complain and
bro,
complain and
it doesn't matter who our
complain
quarterback
nonstop. And
is.
you
We
win. You go
lose
to the
every
playoffs
year.
every year and you keep
You're
complaining.
consistently a playoff team,
And
Layman.
we
You're
lose
consistent.
every
Correct.
year in a new way. Freaking onside kick. 7 missed points by the
The
kicker.
Bears, excluding this year, CD, correct me if I'm wrong, Bears last playoff one was what, like 2011, 2012? Or no, 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 no,
2011.
no, no, no. Wait, when was it? Fill
2011.
me in.
Yeah, it
11.
was around
It
then.
was
Yeah.
11.
2011. I don't think the Raiders have won a playoff game in my life.
Bro,
I don't think
it
we've
doesn't
won
matter
since
how
the
good your
early
quarterback
2000s.
is if your special
Yes, yeah,
teams is.
okay. Okay, so
We
Geno
have one
Smith,
Super Bowl. We have one
if
Super
you
Bowl.
put
And I was like
if you
7.
put if you
Layman, a
put
Super Bowl is a
Geno
once in a lifetime thing. What do you want to do?
No,
correct.
Win it
Correct.
no.
every year?
Patriots fans had 6.
Layman, shut up, look me in the eyes, and tell me if Geno Smith was the quarterback of the Packers that you guys go to the playoffs this year.
Mm, no.
There you go.
No.
Thank you. Now shut up with your stupid quarterback argument.
It doesn't matter if you go to the playoffs and you choke every year. Like, it doesn't matter. Jordan Love threw 4 touchdown passes and we lost.
Guess what? Be happy you're in the playoffs.
I'm not happy we're in the playoffs.
I've got to watch
That's the
Jimmy.
problem.
I'm
Amen.
when we go to the
Amen.
playoffs,
We
the only
caught you.
expectation is
We
the Super
caught
Bowl.
you red-handed. Red-handed. I've had to watch Jimmy G, Aiden O'Connell, Gardner Minshew, and Geno Smith for the last like 3 years. I was excited when we got Gardner Minshew, a career backup quarterback. I was excited. Do you know how much that sucks?
What? How
That
much?
sucks.
Being excited to have Gardner
Hey,
Minshew as
do
your
you want to hear my
quarterback.
last 3 years?
Money,
You want to
money
hear my last
Minshew
three
coming out
years?
of his 1970s Volkswagen
Choke a
van.
21-3 lead to the Bears with 7 missed points kicking.
You were
Last
in
year
the playoffs.
get curb stomped by the Eagles, and then 2 years ago be one game away from the NFC Championship. Well, you know what we do? We miss another field goal.
You
But
were
it's a
in the
blessing to even be in
playoffs.
that situation.
No, it's not.
It
That's the
really
difference between
is.
Packers fans and Bears fans. That's why we're called Title Town because we expect a Super Bowl. All right. That's
Well,
what it comes down.
expect to just be miserable for the rest of your life then, because Super Bowls come like basically once in a lifetime,
I'm
unless
getting
you're
one
like the
next year.
Patriots.
I'm getting one
We are
next year.
at we
Oh
are
my
at the
gosh.
point, and not this isn't just football, but NBA, NFL, and MLB. You can build the nastiest team you want to, but you got to have a little bit of luck if you want to win a championship. Whether it's Super Bowl, whether it's NBA, whether it's baseball, like baseball, your ace can get Tommy John any day.
So it doesn't matter if
NBA
you're the
Finals,
Dodgers.
well, Yeah, that's a whole different rabbit hole to go down.
Yeah, we don't need to go
Um,
down that road.
Yeah.
yeah, Halliburton last year, he tore his Achilles in the finals. I'm not saying they would have beat the Thunder, but like they had a shot, but nope, he tore his Achilles and like he's out. And you just keep on going back. If you want to put an asterisk next to every single championship ever, you could. So it's like I agree with CD when he says championships are a once in a lifetime opportunity, unless you're like some crazy dynasty like the Chiefs or the Dodgers and can buy the whole country of Japan and all their baseball players. But um, but but no, like it's not. You can call yourself Title Town all you want, but you have to have a dynasty of greatness. And no offense, the Packers have not had that, but they're in the playoffs every year, which I would literally take over being in the first round or the
You
first
say that
overall
until you
draft
get there
coach.
and you find a new way to lose every year. It starts getting
Layman,
old. It
The
gets
Raiders,
old.
the Raiders are in the first overall draft pick rumors every single year.
Yeah,
You
that's
guys are in the playoff hunt. We're in the are we gonna get Bryce Young? Oh, are we gonna get Caleb? Oh, are we gonna get Fernando? Well, you guys get to the playoffs. At this point in the year, I start watching more college than I do NFL because it's like, all right, who's going to be on the Raiders next year? Who do I want? I want the cream of the crop because we're going to have a crap load of high draft picks.
This is what I'm hoping for is that just 1 year or maybe for like a stretch of like 5 years, the Packers just are miserable, 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 and just see how their fan base
well, that
reacts.
won't happen with Jordan Love.
I think Lambeau would burn down if that happened, genuinely.
It won't
Hey,
happen. It won't
and
happen.
guess what? Layman, when you're down, we're taking the boot to the back of your neck and we're squishing you down into the ground
Yeah,
too. We're not just gonna let you lay there. It's gonna be painful and it's gonna suck.
you
And
would
you're gonna
not hear the
realize what
end
it's
of
like to
it.
be a sports fan.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, perfect segue to the next topic. The Bills firing Sean McDermott was crazy.
oh
Wild.
boy, do I have something to say about this.
Yeah, go ahead, Keach. I'll let you go.
Bonehead decision. Flat out bonehead decision. Who is in the NFL coaching free agency pool that you guys would rather have instead of McDermott?
Nobody,
No one.
genuinely.
Correct. I'm
Yeah.
not I'm not saying McDermott is an Andy Reid I'm not saying he's a top tier NFL coach. He's a good one, but he's not like a legend in the coaching world. But like the whole point in firing your coach, take notes of what the Bears did. They waited for a guy that they liked, fired their coach, and went all in on Ben Johnson. So like I don't get what the Bills were doing there. Granted, I'm not a Bills fan, so I really don't care. I want to see the Raiders go get McDermott. I think he'd be a good fit, and I would like him there. But I just think it's a bonehead decision.
I don't understand. My bigger problem with it is I don't get how you can watch that game and think, yeah, that falls on McDermott's shoulders. The
Yeah,
Bills had 5 turnovers. It's hard as hell to win a divisional playoff game on the road, and they were there in overtime despite having 5 turnovers. So I don't know what more you want out of your head coach. Going 12-5 with a fairly tough schedule. I don't I don't see the grounds for it even, honestly. Scored 30
it
points.
it
Came,
I
wouldn't
kept,
be.
agree with that. But like on top of that, like I feel like all the good coaching candidates have already been hired. Like John Harbaugh gone. I think Robert Saleh was a good pickup. I think he's actually going to do really good.
Yeah,
Good defensive mind, but gone. Jeff Hafley, I mean, I'm biased as a Packers fan, but I think he'll be a good head coach. Gone. Like I don't know, I don't know who they're targeting. Kevin Stefanski, the other one, who I think is going to be a really good head coach. Gone. Like
yeah.
I
I
don't know who they're
here's
going to try. I don't know who they're going to pick up. Like
the
Raheem.
one thought I had was, do you think it's possible they're bringing Dable back?
that'd be the biggest downgrade ever.
That would, I mean, I feel like they need to go for someone more defense. Like they need a defensive head coach. Bill Belichick, maybe. I saw that circulating somewhere. I think on like ESPN or something.
Yeah.
But
I
like,
don't know.
do you want the drama that comes with Coach Bill or no? I don't. I
If
don't
I
want
were the
anyone
Bills, I
moving.
wouldn't either.
I mean,
No,
I
no
wouldn't,
way.
but like I don't really know who your other options are right now. Like Raheem Morris, I don't want him.
I don't know, dude. Granted, I'm not. I don't know. I just don't get how you're a proven winner. Take your team to the playoffs like every year. For, what are they like? Last 3 or 4 years? Is that fair to say they've been in the playoffs every year?
Last
Yeah,
like 5 or 6.
in the
How
AFC
do they?
Championship game
It's
most
been
of those
since
years.
2020.
How do they fire him? Like
Yeah.
and back to what CD said. You're in the AFC Championship. Imagine, but I'm gonna put this into basketball terms. I know more about basketball than I do football. Imagine if it's literally like early 2010s. You're the coach of the Bulls. You have a great team. You have a great young player. But guess what? You got to go through LeBron every year. But in the NFL, it's Mahomes. Like I, it's hard to set the expectation of getting over the hump of like seeing Mahomes. And if you don't see Mahomes, you're seeing probably the best quarterback receiver duo in the NFL in Burrow and Chase. So it's like I don't know. I'm not the biggest Josh Allen fan. I think he's a great quarterback, but I think he's a little bit overrated. But I just don't see how you fire that guy just point blank and blunt. That's just stupid. Especially,
They don't need a
I
new
also don't
coach.
like I also don't like firing coaches when you have a cream of the crop quarterback in his prime, and you literally wipe that whole relationship, everything he knows about his offense, his playbook, the whole 9 yards. You just throw it right down the drain and start all over again.
It's interesting to think like would he have gotten fired if they had made the AFC Championship game and lost that? Because clearly the Bills fans have Packer syndrome and their expectation is Super Bowl every year for whatever
Well,
reason.
I can that's reasonable for this year with Mahomes not being in. I was on that train. I thought the Bills were going to the Super Bowl.
I thought
Like I thought this is like
watching
the weakest Bills team in years, and I thought they were going to the Super Bowl.
exactly. So you watch the Bills and you think, is this team anywhere near as good as any of those other Bills teams that didn't make the Super Bowl? The answer,
No.
pretty consensus, should be no.
The Bills
So
didn't
I
need a
don't
new coach though. They need a receiver and they need to upgrade their defense.
exactly.
That's what they need.
There's no way it falls on
How
the
do
head
you,
coach is the
Layman?
And
problem.
How
it's
do you
not even the whole
upgrade
defense.
the?
They just need to upgrade the rush defense. Like the pass defense, number one in the NFL. Rush defense, terrible.
Okay, I'll give you that. They got like one good D tackle, and that's pretty
They
much
got
it.
Boza.
Well, Bosa, who? I'm drawing a blank on his name.
Yeah, there's a reason you're
Who
drawing
is
a
it?
blank because they're not
Is it?
good.
Is it? Is 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 it Ed Oliver or is it Dawkins? I can't
Oh, it's
I can't remember.
Oliver.
Ed Oliver's like darn good. So Layman, I don't know. You want another edge, another D tackle, or like how do you beef that up any better?
Linebackers, like you get some better linebackers.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
And
I'll give you
the
that.
receiver, no, the receiver is that's a problem because like I like Shakir, but like that dude is posting like 12 receptions for like 72 yards. Like get this dude somebody he can throw bombs to, like when Stephon Diggs was there. Like they need another Stephon Diggs, even like a Gabe Davis, just like somebody like Keon Coleman. That dude drops everything.
Yeah, it's almost like finding a Stephon Diggs. You can do that in a heartbeat. Good call there, Layman.
So another debate coming out of this Buffalo Denver game, the catch that was ruled an interception. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Do you think they got the call right? Do you
That
think
was
not?
terrible. That was a terrible call. That the same thing happened with Devontae Adams against the Bears. Like
Layman, that is an atrocious take.
no,
At
no.
least I don't care if you think the
Bro,
Bills
his
one
knee
was a
was
catch.
down. His knee was
I
down.
I don't care if you think the Bills one was a catch or not. It's not the same play. Because in the Bills
That,
game, he's diving for the ball. He's in air diving for the ball. So he has to survive the ground, correct?
but if his knee's down, that's down. Once your knee's down, you're down,
Does he
right?
have possession when his knee hit the ground? Like
Yes.
full? No,
Yes.
Layman,
So
Layman.
Pull it up.
No.
Pull it up. I'm
Sometimes,
pulling it up.
sometimes you make takes, and I'm like, does this kid really believe what he's saying right now? Like in the nicest way possible. I genuinely think that. I think that was a
Um,
very clear interception, and I'll leave it
Yeah,
at that.
I agree.
all right, I'm just gonna I'm gonna share my screen. I got a picture.
And when it comes down to the rule book and you're agreeing with Connor Drake, you're probably right.
Let's
So
go.
I'll leave it at that.
Does
All
that
right, let's see.
does that now
It
look like possession with his knee down? What's that look like?
looks like
What's that look like?
That doesn't look like super clear, like full possession.
yeah, and we're gonna
Like
try and prove this with a
Are we?
screenshot
Layman,
here.
pull up the
Oh,
video, bro. Here's what you need to know. This is also important information. It was ruled an interception. Remind me of what the rules are to overturn a call. You need outstanding evidence to overturn it. Outstanding evidence, which means it has to be
The
blatant.
refs
It has to
definitely
be
made their
blatant,
fair
one
share of calls.
thousand percent that it is a catch.
I don't know how you don't call that.
He's in air, so he has to survive the ground either way, right? Am I wrong on that?
Cooks
No,
got this
you're not
ball
wrong.
stripped away for an interception as he was very close to being on
Turn
the
that,
ground with the
turn that,
ball.
turn that bozo off, Lehman. I don't want to hear it.
Wait, so I didn't hear the answer. Am I wrong about that? He has to survive the
No,
ground with a catch.
you're not wrong. You are 100% correct. And if Lehman
No.
tells
So am I
He
wrong?
had possession when his knee hit the ground.
Layman, let's say there's not a defender there and he's diving for the ball and he flies through the air and his back hits the ground and the ball goes flying out of his hands. That's an incomplete pass,
he
right?
hit the
If he
ground.
had
He hit the
possession,
ground.
no.
It's a catch. He hit the
Yeah,
ground.
exactly. No,
If he
bro,
has
it's not.
possession, if you have possession, you hit the ground.
And then the ball comes out. Layman, you don't survive
You
the
have clear
ground.
possession. You hit the ground. You make the football move. It comes out, catch.
Hey, I love how Layman keeps on just dodging the whole surviving the ground part. I don't know. I don't Layman, do we need to define that? If we use it in a sentence, would that make it
He
easier for
didn't.
you?
He didn't. The ball didn't hit the ground. Like he didn't. Like if you really like, it'd be one thing if he fell and the ball came out and just like went across the field. Like yeah, okay, didn't start the ground. He was on the ground
All
with
right.
possession. Possession needs the ground.
All right.
Defender rips ball out of hand. Like
Layman,
stop dodging.
can we at least admit that that is not the same play as the Bears game
Yes.
with
Yes, we can
Devontae?
100% admit that.
How is it
100%.
not the same?
Because he's in the action of diving. Devontae is running with three defenders on him, and then he starts going to the ground, and his knee goes down. It's basically like he's a running back trying to run the ball, and then he gets stripped. Is what I would like compare it to, just to get it like
The
give you a
other
better
one,
picture.
yeah, the other one was a freaking jump ball. Like literally one
I'm
on
standing.
one.
Yeah.
I'm standing on that it
Who
was a
is a
catch.
batter man? That is a Randy Moss one one. Go up and go get it. The Devontae one, like CD made a great reference. All that is it's just like a running back going through the trenches and got stripped. But anyway,
We need Gene.
majority
We need Gene
majority
Steratore.
majority rules two versus one. Me and Kyle
Yeah,
win.
I'll agree with that.
Just wait. NFL officiating will come out.
No, they won't.
Yeah.
They're
Nope.
jokes. They won't.
So the other thing with this game, Keith, you brought it up earlier about you think Josh Allen might be like a little bit overrated. Some people think that Josh Allen isn't getting enough criticism for his play in that game. What do you think about that with all the turnovers?
This is it's so simple. If you want to win football games, you have to protect the ball, and that theory theory strategy is on steroids in the playoffs when you are on the road. I think Josh Allen is probably a top three, top five quarterback when everybody is healthy, but I do think he is a little bit overrated. His decision making is iffy, and his size, athleticism, and arm talent can bail him out at times, but it all boils down to you have you cannot turn the ball over that much and expect to win a crunch time on the road playoff game. So I think it's just that simple.
I don't think you can really argue with that.
Yeah, you can't argue that. You can't turn the ball over 4 times.
I mean, you can, but just not as much as they did, and as stupidly as they did, for lack of a better phrase. Like they weren't like, oh man, like what a play. It was like, how did you turn that over? Like you are an idiot. But yeah,
What are we doing on time here, Layman?
We got 9 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, you could say the same thing about Texans Patriots. I mean, I hate to see that Texans defense go out this early, but yep, CJ Stroud turns the ball over like 4 times. It's what happens. I called that happening. I mean, I knew that that Texans offense just could not be trusted, really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a fact.
Yeah. And then 49ers Seahawks, I mean, obviously not a lot to talk about there. My big takeaway from that game, honestly, was how big of a pickup is Rashid Shaheed been for the Seahawks? Because he's been amazing ever since he got there, had that kickoff return, and I think he's been great for them.
Great returner and great deep ball threat.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
takes
I
he
think
takes the eyes off of Jigba. Like,
correct. That's exactly what I was gonna say is you have a guy who's kind of another weapon, I guess for lack of a better phrase, where Rashid Shaheed straight line deep ball threat and Jigba is whatever he wants to be, and then Cup nasty route runner, Hunter Renfro esque in the short game. So you kind of have 3 layers to your passing game, which like you think of like Rashid Shaheed like oh well, but I think he is a huge pickup for an offense like that.
Yeah. And then the 49ers side of it, I mean, great season for them. Honestly, I thought they way overachieved given all their injuries and
Yeah.
honestly just what they have on that team. But this definitely felt like their time to kind of bow out of it to me.
I
I
would agree
agree.
100%. I think a sidebar, one of the best coach teams in the NFL with um, Shanahan and say like I think that's one of the best coach teams in the NFL because you look at that roster again. I mean, obviously you still have Kittle and Purdy and McCaffrey, but like aside from that, when Dewan Jennings is your wide receiver one and you can achieve that, like hats off, congrats. So I think overachieved is almost a understatement.
Yeah. I'd say best coach team in the league. I think
Yeah.
Kyle Shanahan for sure is the best head coach in the league, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think it's close.
Yeah.
I think if they had their full defense, I think the game's a lot closer. Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, I mean, that's a lot of guys missed. And then on the offensive side with Kittle out and yeah, Juwan is your number one wide receiver.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Moving to college with the national championship game, I've got two big things I want to talk about with this. Keish, did you end up seeing that 4th and 5 play with Mendoza being a Raiders fan?
Oh boy, did I. Man,
Yep.
that got me fired up. I wasn't even watching it too close, and I got on Twitter and it was like the first like 5 posts I saw, and I'm like, man, that is my next quarterback. We don't have Derek Carr getting hurt and throwing a baby fit. We got a grown man in Fernando Mendoza coming into town, running people over, and just the dude is a winner. Like, yeah, he wins, but he moves, he acts, he plays like a freaking winner, and I just love it. Like, there's nothing that that guy would not do to win.
Yeah. I think when they lined up for that play, my initial reaction was honestly, by all accounts, like this is the wrong decision. Like you should kick the
Oh,
field goal here.
100%.
But
100%.
I also knew that they were probably going to get it just because even though Miami's pass rush was causing them a lot of havoc, they were causing Indiana a lot of problems. I just had a feeling in my gut that someone, whether it was Mendoza or like Surratt or Becker, like someone was making a play there for Indiana. And
Which is
Signetti
huge.
looked confident. You had a feeling that Indiana was going to get it done. I think that's what's so special about that Indiana team and Mendoza. Like hell of an effort, obviously.
Better question is when has Signetti ever looked not confident?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Then number two, I thought that I hated the way that ended for Carson Beck because obviously he's taking all the heat on social media right now. Obviously, this season he has some insane lowlights, but overall, that was a phenomenal season for him. And he should be, especially in Miami, he should be remembered very positively for getting them there. And he had really good moments. I thought he played overall really well, especially like going back to that Notre Dame game week 1. That's really what got me on this Miami train. I knew this team had the potential to get here. I put it in my bracket, one game away from a perfect bracket. So I I mean, I hate that it ended that way for him. I get it. The lowlights suck. But you have to remember, like, don't forget about Miami's punt team. I think that game goes largely on them because that was a big play in that game. So,
I didn't watch it very closely, but gosh, I agree with most of your takes. You are the biggest Carson Beck glazer ever. Flat
I'm
out.
not glazing. I know he's got
Oh,
lowlights.
this isn't the first time you've went down the Carson Beck train. So yeah. Uh I don't watch college football that closely, but I've seen the lowlights, and it's like, eh, I get not everybody's Fernando Mendoza, but it's like, is he really like all that? I don't know. I'll leave it up to you, but yeah,
Yeah, I get it. I get that, he probably all the stuff you see with all his like past Snapchats, he's probably not a likable guy. He doesn't come off as a very likable guy, but
he's got a. This is gonna sound rude. He's got a punchable face too, which
yeah,
doesn't
you see all the Sid the
helps.
Sloth memes, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
I just think from a purely looking at his play as a quarterback, he had overall you have to be very positive about the season.
well,
As
I guess when you watch Iowa and their offense, I guess you watch a Carson Beck and you're really. I guess that's what watching Big Ten football does to you.
Yeah. Hey, 30 points per game this year. That's all I'll say. Do we even want to get into hoops? How much time we got left
We
here?
got 2 minutes.
Yeah, all right. We'll probably just wrap it up here then. We will get to hoops next time. We've been meaning to get on that. Just been running out of time. Hey, great conversation. Another great podcast. Give it a listen. Connor Drake, Will Lehman, Cooper Keach. We'll see you guys next time.